Welcome to the ant.tipsto channel. This is the first video on the channel. This is just where I yap and rant and go on about random stuff. So, I'm glad you could join me for this video. Let me get straight into it. You clicked on this video because you have an image of yourself in your head. You have an image where you're confident, you're cleaner, you work out more, you look so much better than... you look so much better. But then you feel like you'll never reach that. You watch self-help videos with the idea that you'll be able to get better overnight, but that's not how it works. Really, you're just giving yourself dopamine thinking about the idea of it. But you clicked on this video because you realize maybe you don't have to do that. And the truth is, you don't. And in reality, this habit is stopping you from getting better. Once you stop having this image of yourself that's perfect, you can finally start taking the steps to make one small improvement at a time. For a long time, I was stuck in that self-help video cycle too, and I had this image of myself that was perfect, but I knew I would never actually be able to get there, or at least I didn't think I'd be able to. I was chubby, I could barely run a mile, my hair was ugly, I didn't know how to fix it, I didn't know how to fix anything. But once I finally let myself breathe, I gave myself a break, I let myself take the time to actually figure out where to start. So I started working out more. I started actually taking care of my hair. I started letting it grow. And slowly but surely, I began to reach an image of myself that I was happy with. My point being, maybe you're like I was. Maybe you don't like your appearance and you don't like the way you look. Instead of imagining this perfect version of you where everything has changed, you need to start reaching towards smaller goals first. Your hair looks bad? Start taking care of it more. Put in the effort to start a routine and actually maintain it instead of just letting it sit and look bummy like you are now. After you finally get that started and that's like part of your routine now, like it's like automatic basically, then you're going to add something else in, like another smaller goal. You're chubby. Put in the effort to start going on more walks or finally get that gym membership you were putting off on getting. And after you start doing that and that becomes part of the routine and that becomes automatic, like you can add something else. And like that doesn't even mean you have to add a new unrelated goal. You can add on to the last goal. It could be like an addition to old goals, like the working out because you're chubby example. Start experimenting with a new diet too, because that'll help that overall goal. You begin to notice more and more things are getting done, even if it takes a little longer than if you tried to do everything like at the same time. Because in reality, if you put your focus into like your whole focus onto one thing, you can get it to look way better than if you take that focus and distribute it to multiple things at once. Because at the end of the day, everything's not going to be to its full potential because you were focused on other things at the same time. That sounds so simple, right? Like, I mean, yeah, but also not exactly. Even with the simplicity of it all, like just hearing me say it, most people don't try to do these things because, well, they don't try to do these things or they fail fairly quick because comfortability, oh my god, I can't say that word. Comfortability is a much better feeling. You like to stick with what you're used to and more comfortable with. This traps you because taking risks or using effort is more than you want to do. And you want to fall back into what's easy. Once you break out of that comfort zone is when you can finally grow. And if I'm being honest, I'm not even locked in. This video is definitely a video to help other people, but as much as it is, as much as it is that, it's also a video I'm making for myself because while I think this is good advice for everybody, it's advice I know I should be taking, but I'm not. That's what this channel is. It's kind of me trying to help you guys and also help myself at the same time. But that's because it's not easy. After this video, I'm hoping I can seriously lock in, and you should too. I'm not consistent with almost anything I try to do, but I'm trying. Like, that's the key word, trying. And that's more than what most people are doing, and that's a lesson you need to keep with you. Trying is better than, like, trying and not being able to do it is way better than not trying at all. So, remember that. But the main reason that I think you should stop trying to be perfect is because you'll never reach a point where you think you're absolutely perfect. And that's just how it is. Like, I was reading this post, and basically what it was saying was that the chase of perfection, like, it's most of the time not actually a chase to be like better, to be like for excellence, but instead it's a strategy for avoiding rejection. And when you say you don't want people to feel negatively about you, what you're really saying is that you fear losing love, acceptance, or value in the eyes of other people. And that fear becomes like a sort of prison. It kind of traps you because you're scared to get out of your comfort zone because you're too worried about what other people are going to think about this change that you're making. You're not wrong for wanting to improve, of course, though. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. But Like, because growth, you need to be able to grow and change as a person. But growth that costs you your identity is not evolution at all. You're basically just getting rid of the actual you. And if you keep going down that path, you're just going to become a person you can't be happy with. It's just the person that other people are happy with. So there's no point in doing it. You adapt so much, like, that you don't even recognize yourself anymore, and you're not getting better. You're just losing more and more of yourself. And the full truth is that you're not going to please everybody around you, no matter how much of a people pleaser you are, because that's what I am. I'm a people pleaser, definitely, for sure. But you're never going to be able to please everybody. Not your partner if you're in a relationship, not coworkers, not your friends. You're not going to be able to fit everybody's desire, not going to be able to please everybody. The moment you try and change for everybody else in your life to try and make everybody else happy, you betray the one person you're actually guaranteed to live with for the rest of your life, which is yourself. The reason you're so stressed out about everything is because you're trying to live a fantasy. You have an idea of something so perfect that you want to reach, but you can't, because it's something that no human can actually sustain. You can't sustain the image of perfection because no one's perfect. To be honest, I can't even say if perfection is real. It's basically an illusion of your mind when it fears being unloved or unworthy. You are scared of being unloved or unworthy, so you need to be perfect, the best of the best. But your worth isn't actually based on flawlessness, it's based on authenticity. And I know shows say that, movies say that, but it's true. It's true. It might be corny, but it's true. I don't know when saying true statements became corny, but a lot of people will say that. When you're in a situation, instead of asking yourself, what do they want me to be? You got to ask, what's truly meaningful to me? How do I want to present myself to them? Instead of, how can I fix this flaw? How can I change myself so that they'll like me? If they don't like you the way you want to present yourself, then you don't deserve to be friends with them or talk to them in the first place. And that's not a bad thing. That's fine. You can dislike a person, but you shouldn't like a person just because of the image you're trying to portray if that's not the actual them. Editing Tipsto here. When I said you shouldn't like a person because it's not the true them, I feel like that sounds a little stupid, because it's oh, you watch YouTubers, you like them, and that's not the true them. But that's not what I mean. I mean, you shouldn't be friends with a person and spend your time with a person just because of the image they're presenting to you when you know that's not the real them, if that makes any sense. Sorry if I sounded confusing. That's what I'm trying to say here, I think. The thing about it is, some of the flaws in certain areas may be something another person likes, maybe a certain trait your friends like but your partner dislikes, or your partner likes and your friends like. There's always a trait, every trait has a value when it's seen through the right lens, is what I'm trying to say. If it's a certain person, they might like a certain trait over other traits, or this and that. One trait that someone doesn't like, another one will. You get what I'm trying to say. This is a quote from what I was reading and what I'm getting most of my ideas from. Perfectionism dies when you choose presence over performance, values over validation, and authenticity over approval. You don't need to stop growing. You need to grow in the direction of who you truly are. Ground yourself there. That's where the real power lies. It's a great quote. It's basically just saying you can stop learning to be perfect when you choose to present yourself the way you want to be presented, rather than just being there for people to notice that you're there. Sorry, that took me a second to say. And when you choose your own values over the validation of other people, you're not worried about what people think, you just want to stay true to yourself, and you choose the real you over the approval of other people. And that's just kind of how you got to think about it if you want to be able to actually improve, because if you're too worried about what other people think about you, you're not going to be able to improve. And it's not as easy as just oh I don't care what people think about me, because it's not that easy. You kind of have to try and just work at your goals, like I was saying, piece by piece, and you'll see the change, and other people will notice the change, because if you change the way you want to be changed, you want to be more confident, people will notice it, even if you don't think they do. But that's it for my rant. That was a long little rant about not being perfect. If you enjoyed this rant, please stay for my other ones and enjoy the Minecraft music and content in the background. I'm just trying to help around here. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.